It is the holiday season, and if you're anything like me, you're probably like, oh, what am I gonna get for people? I have no idea. But trust me, there's an easy way to get a gift for absolutely anybody, and the secret, I'll tell you, get them beer. It's way better than socks, it's way better than some Jelly of the Month club. God damn it! It's way better than any kind of candle or lotion or any kind of thing. You know why? Because it's beer, and beer's great, and who knows beer? Your boy does. So I'm gonna show you 3 different strategies that I like to use. This is how to gift beer for the holidays.
Merry Christmas, bitches!
So when you're gifting beer for the holidays, what do? Do you just go to your local store, pick up any other 6-pack? You're like, it's a 6-pack of beer, here you go. No, you wanna give them something good and something they're gonna enjoy. And I have 3 ways I like to do that. So the first 6-pack that we're gonna be walking through is the Sour Power 6-pack. This is for somebody who likes beer but doesn't really like beer. You know, they like the fruity stuff, they like the tart stuff, they like to get a little weird with it, but not too weird with it. Let's not get out of control. We still want it to taste good. So that's what this 6-pack's gonna be all about. Starting off, just in time for the holiday season, you have the Spiced Cranberry Goza from Richmond favorite Ardent Brewing. They really can do no wrong with their sours. I've had their boysenberry sour, their blackberry sour. Any of their other sours I've had, always been fantastic, not to mention their IPAs, but we'll get to that in just a bit. You got cinnamon, you got tangerine, you got cranberry. I mean, what more do you need in a delicious holiday beverage? And let me tell you, there are a few breweries in Richmond that pack them as fresh as Ardent does. Always a good choice. Next up, we have another Richmond favorite. This one coming from Hardywood Brewing. This is the Tropic Like It's Hot. This one actually is a great beer because it also gives back. And what more do you want than that? See, you're not only giving them beer, you're giving them a charitable donation. And part of the proceeds for this go to support the Virginia Pride Association. And when you drink a beer like this, not only do you get a delicious beer, you're also supporting the future. So what more do you want from that? This one specifically is a sour ale with passion fruit, pineapple, blueberry, and butterfly pea flower. All right, next up we have another one from Hardywood, and this one is a Hardywood collab with Sheetz. That's right, Sheetz, the gas station, you know, the one that's way better than Wawa. So this is a watermelon ring sour. You know the little watermelon rings they have, like the gummy ones, those little things? Yeah, they were like, let's take that and put it in a beer, and Sheetz is like, hey, we're game, let's sell it. It's a small batch, handcrafted, limited release, and it's not just made with any watermelon gummy rings, it's actually made with Sheetz watermelon gummy rings. So this one is sure to be sour and pack a sweet punch, and they probably won't even know it's beer. And next up, we have another Virginia staple, 3-Notch Brewing. This one is the Blood Orange Goza. This is another limited release. I've only seen them release this one this year. Another great brewery for great sours. This Blood Orange does not disappoint either. Packs all those blood orange flavors that you don't get when you get a Blood Orange IPA, because 90% of them are terrible. This one makes up for it. And next up, we have the What Astronauts Drink from Strange Ways Brewing. They really know how to represent with the sours, and they certainly do not disappoint with this. So it is an orange Berliner Weiss that essentially tastes like what astronauts drink. So it's kind of like that Tang beverage that we used to drink back in the 90s.
The intense orange taste of Tang will blast you out of your high top.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. So if you don't like beer and you like sours, you probably like Tang.
Tang! It's a kick in a glass.
Last but not least, probably my favorite from this whole 6-pack, and definitely one of my favorite beers I've had this entire year. And it tastes like nothing I've ever had before, not to mention another beer that went to a great cause. This is the Monumental Serve from Bingo Beer Company. And this one is a rum barrel aged Belgian style ale blended with soursop. That's right, soursop, like as in the Jamaican food, and hibiscus fruited sour ale. And let me tell you, when you pour this into a glass, you would never know it was beer. Like, you would think it was seltzer, you would think it was cider, you would even think it was wine. I mean, this beer pours like a rosé, just not nearly as sweet. Has a lot more of the sour and the hibiscus flavors. It's something I have to put in these 6-packs, give a little taste of Richmond and a little something different. And it's honestly one of the most unique beers I've ever had. So that does it for the sour pack. Up next, we're not doing anything crazy. We're not going sour. We're not going sweet. This one is for you beer drinkers and hellraisers. Those of you that are like, I like beer that tastes like beer. Well, don't you worry. I've got a 6-pack for you. And so this is what I like to call the Easy Drinker 6-pack. This is for your family member that doesn't like craft beer. This is for your family member that just like beer that tastes like beer. They like their lagers, they like their pilsners. They don't want any kind of barrel-aged nonsense, no weird yeast, nothing like that. They want an ice-cold beer that tastes like beer, and this is a 6-pack for them. And I've even went a step ahead and disguised it as a PBR 6-pack, as you can see. So let's dive into this one and see what we got. First one from Richmond, Virginia, the Bingo lager, arguably one of the best lagers in Richmond. Certainly one of my favorites. Bingo does a fantastic job at the European styles. Something that if you want an easy drinking lager, this one does Richmond a justice, so I highly recommend it. And speaking of Richmond legends, breaking out the Legend Brewing Pilsner, probably my favorite Legend beer. I also love the can design of this one because it kind of looks like the James Madison University from like the 80s, kind of purple and gold, so I dig that one. But it's a great Pilsner, easy to drink. And up next, speaking of Richmond, if I'm bringing beer back from Richmond for my people that like to drink lagers, why would I not bring them a Richmond lager from Hardywood? I mean, I really can't say enough about this beer. It's always a go-to. I especially like it in the 16-ounce can pints as opposed to the shorter brown bottle pony style beers. It's great nonetheless either way. This one is a classic and it really brings home the taste of Richmond to the lager lover in your family. And up next we have Circa Way of Escondido, California, straight to Richmond, Virginia. That's right, Stone Brewing, and this one is not like a Stone beer like you'd usually have. This isn't an IPA. You're not talking 12% crazy hop varieties. No, this one is a salt and lime lager called the Buena Veza. It's got great sugar skull artwork, as I love. An easy drinking salt and lime lager from Stone. Not something you'd expect, but something that you will absolutely enjoy, as this is one of my favorites. And speaking of beers that are near and dear to my heart, I have to pull out the Positive Mental Attitude Pils, based off the classic Bad Brains logo and artwork and style in general. I saw this Pilsner in the store and I was just blown away. I was like, there's a Bad Brains Pilsner out there. It's literally got the lightning bolt right on the front. This one is from Key Brewing in Dundalk, Maryland, wherever that is. So this one is the only non-Richmond lager, but that's okay because, you know, it's all about that PMA. It's from Maryland. It's not like it's from across the country or across the world. Positive Mental Attitude Pils. I've had this one before as well and it is fantastic. And I mean, look at that logo. Look at the artwork. Why would you not want to pick up this beer? Absolutely something that I had to pass along. In this year, you gotta just keep that positive mental attitude because what else can you do? And last but not least, let's round it out with another legend. This one is their Legend Lager, another great one from Richmond. This one is an easy drinking lager. It's actually great with a lime. A lot of people don't know that. If you're hanging by the pool, if you're watching football, doesn't matter. So that does it for the easy drinking six pack. And last but not least, if you want to give somebody a little sample of a style from one specific city or another, I think that's a great way to gift beer. Why not bring somebody a taste of your local town? So that's what I'm gonna do. I live in Richmond. They really have exceptional hazy IPAs. Which is a style that's very near and dear to my heart and probably one of my favorite styles of beer of all time. So gotta give these as, you know, holiday gifts to friends and family. In the worst case scenario, they're like, oh, I don't like IPAs. And you're like, oh, cool. I'll just take these home with me. And then you have beer and, you know, you tried your best. So starting to unpack this one. First up, we have Ardent with the IPA X. This is essentially a flagship of the Richmond Hazy IPA. Always been one of my all-time favorites. Great at making fresh beers, which hazy IPAs should always be drank as fresh as possible. Up next, we have the Basque IPA from Basic City. And Basic City does have a location in Waynesboro, I know, but they also have another one right here in Manchester, and it is hands down one of my favorite breweries in Richmond. Their Basque is classic. Their Baby Basque is also very good, which is a 5% version of this. But for this one, we're going full throttle in the hazy IPAs. And up next, another Richmond staple, Vossen. This one is the Norse Double IPA. And this one is a little different. This one uses Norwegian Kvik yeast, which is gonna provide a lighter farmhouse, kind of fresh, earthy tone on the back end, which is something you're not gonna get from these other ones. You're still gonna get that haze up front, you're gonna get the rich hop flavor, but it's gonna finish a little different. It's really nuanced and really good. Vossen does great stuff. They do great stuff for the community. They do great stuff for the environment. Another great contribution that you can make just by drinking beer. I mean, what more do you need? If you want to give back this holiday season, why not give back by drinking beer? I mean, doesn't that seem like the best way to go? And up next, from Strange Ways Brewing, not only is this a fantastic can design that is quite relevant for this year, it's the Sasquatch Social Distancing World Champ. They come in with the timely graphics, you know, keep it fun. And this is a fun beer if I do say so myself. This is the Furrowed Brow, not IPA, not double IPA. This is a triple IPA, and this one clocks in at 10% ABV, so it is a fun beer indeed. But nonetheless, this is a great flavor-packed beer. I mean, it is a 10% IPA, so, you know, proceed with caution. But around the holidays, there's nothing wrong with having a few drinks at Christmas time.
You want to help me win a contest, little elf? Sure. That's just a little drinky pool.
And next up, we are back to another Richmond staple. This one is a newer one. It just launched recently this year. It is the Hazy Days IPA. Legend, as we talked about in the lager category, very well known for their European styles, but they do a fantastic job of bringing the East Coast Hazy IPA style in their own way. And I mean, I love that can design. Just look at all the tie-dye, isn't that cool? From a brewery that's not known for their IPAs, they do a fantastic job. The can calls out to you, you really can't go wrong. And last but not least, I saved the best for last in this entire video, okay? I'm not playing around with this one because it is hands down my favorite beer of all time. From Triple Crossing Brewing, we have the Falcon Smash. This was really my introduction to the Richmond Hazy IPA. The first time I had this, it was at a bar close to my alma mater, and they had a discount on Virginia craft beer, so I was able to get it on the cheap and try it in college, and I fell in love with it and have been a loyal customer ever since. And when I think of a Richmond Hazy IPA, there's no beer that I think of more than the Falcon Smash from Triple Crossing. So that does it for all of the 3 different 6-packs. I hope you got an insight of how I like to give beer. You gotta make it about the person. Don't just give them something to give them something. Make it personal. Let me know what you're drinking this holiday season. Let me know if you're giving any beer as gifts and what it is. And until next time, have a safe and happy holidays. We made it through this year, so why not have a beer, right? I think I'm gonna do the same right about now. And until next time, cheers, y'all.